Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk the Last Autumn. Well, it looks like we are going to save one site to 0, or at least just in the shortest amount of time possible. We'll get to see what happens there. Our people arrive in just over 6 hours and we have not even 12 to our name, so we're coming in very, very close. Although, one thing I have just noticed as I went to record these videos is it turns out these things are set to 24 hours. That is not very cool for us. So we're going to go ahead and turn that down a little bit. Save us a little bit of extra coal. Not that it's going to cost us too much. These are fairly efficient, but at the same time too, every little bit does count. So either way, let's go ahead and dive on into today's episode and see what we can do. Now, it does look like we've been able to get a lot of our sick people treated, or at least into medical care. That's going to be really nice for us. I do wonder whether we potentially go ahead and, let's see, infirmary. They'll be better in about, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, 6 of them will be better in a couple of hours. I think people prefer to move to the better infirmary, so I think that'll probably shuffle some more people in. So given that that's the case, I think we'll let them shuffle themselves around before we go ahead and give out extra food rations. Not that we're really short on them at the moment, but it may just be a waste, and we are still trying to build that up as time goes by. Alright, so either way, today should hopefully be the day that we get to finish building the core. We are still 3 days ahead of schedule, so I'm quite happy with the amount of progress we've been making. Things are going to get a little bit toxic, so we'll have to see about its safety rating. But again, one step at a time. There's not much really we can really do about things. So that's where we're at. Also, yes, before I forget, medical mechanization is about to finish, which is also going to help speed up our efficiency and give us a little bit of extra manpower, which I'm rather keen for. So that should be nice. I think the next tech we're going for is going to be that extra ventilation plant. But again, we will deal with that when the time does come along. Alright, well, you know what? Never mind. We're already down to 15 people. Oh, motivation has dropped. I think we can probably go ahead and call in a service. So we'll do that. Try and keep that motivation staying where it is. We're tiptoeing around this region here. It is progressively going down, but again, if we can keep on top of it, that is going to be particularly nice. But again, we cannot afford for it to drop too much further. We need to keep this momentum going. Alright, so transport has arrived with 5 prostheses as well as a steam core. That is fantastic. That is one thing I forgot to do last episode, was to give an upgrade to some of our advanced reloading stations. Given... yeah, they're probably not going to make a huge amount of progress. Let's go ahead and upgrade 2 of these. We're not going to lose out on that much, all things considered, so let's just go ahead and get those 2 done. That'll be really nice. And then, you know what? Since it's arrived, let's go ahead and do that again. We have 6 people, 6 prosthetics. I think we'll go for an extra 1. That should be fine as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, let's go ahead and order that as well. That'll give us our final upgrade as well as a 7th prosthetic, so that should be a reasonable amount for a little bit of time at the very minimum. Alright, let's go ahead and play around with some of these. I think what we'll do here is let's switch this over to... I think we're going to go ahead and... what do we want to pick up? Well, we don't need the raw food. In fact, we probably need to start making food. So given that that's the case, when do we want to do that? I think we'll take a couple of workers from the foundry. Again, we do have more people, so we definitely do need to keep people in the kitchen so we can make some progress there. And then, you know what? In an hour or 2, we should be able to free up some of our workers, and we'll send the remainders there or back, however we see fit. Okay, so less than an hour, that is good. That'll be very nice to have. Yep, be able to shuffle those around. And it looks like our foragers have reached site 120. So let's go ahead and see what's happening there, because we have 5 hours to rectify whatever's going along. Okay, this place eerily resembles our own camp, but destroyed by fire and riots. It seems that the generator was very nearly completed before it blew up. 3 structural profiles. Okay. A tragic end. Site 120 has been destroyed by a violent rebellion. Unburied bodies lie everywhere. We found no survivors. Peeking into the generator pit, we saw even more bodies scattered at the bottom. Judging from their clothes, most of the victims were engineers. All buildings are in ruin, gutted by fire or wreckage on purpose. We'll gather whatever supplies we can find and leave this terrible place. Okay, so there's snowy hills. We gained 10 profiles. I guess that's nice, but that's a rough end. I guess that goes to show what could happen to us if we go crazy and the engineers, well, fight back. Alright, but either way, that is that objective sorted, so we're safe on that front. Let's go ahead and zip over to the snowy hills. Those extra profiles will be rather nice. Not that we particularly need them, but again, if that brings us up to 20, we should be able to afford another 5 of these temporary protective structures, which will be absolutely fantastic. So, you know what? Given that we're going to be fairly comfortable on structural profiles, let's remove that worker from the profiles manufacturer. And I think we're going to go ahead and send them to... Let's send them to the cookhouse for something a little bit different. That should be alright. Alright, motivation is still going up. That is fantastic. And there goes our next technology. That frees up even more workers. Let's make sure that, again, only engineers are inside the infirmary to maximize our efficiency. I think we can shuffle 1 engineer over to our other medical post. That should be rather good. And then this other one does not need to be up and running. So we'll close that down. And that gives us 10 more workers. So let's go for food. And then let's also go ahead and let's send them to the foundry as well. That should be solid progress there. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. This is really good. So let's go ahead and find our next technology. I think, as I said, we want to go for that ventilation system. We're doing fine on coal. We're not getting too cold at this stage. We have a few days to prepare. Realistically, I think we're far enough ahead of the curve technologically that we're going to save ourselves a fair bit of trouble. Also, too, since the profiles manufacture, this one isn't too important right now. We may come back for it, but right now, let's just go for that ventilation plant and sort that out. That does say 12 hours to research, but given the fact that we have so many workshops up and running, that's only going to take 7 hours. So that will be finished tonight, which is excellent. Means we can build up 1 more overnight and save ourselves a whole stack of trouble. That is really nice. And it looks like all of our discontent is gone. Yeah, that is fantastic. Again, that motivation is doing fairly good, but all that we need is 1 more event and things can go south. So I guess let's go ahead and see what it is. Survivors from the south, spreading anxiety. So, people we rescued from the workers' camp, those who fled from the failed generator site, are unhappy with our camp, are unhappy with life in our camp. They complain about workplace safety and overtime. They call the work conditions inhumane. They claim that our camp resembles their own too much. What's worse, our people listen to them and grow anxious. Okay, ignore them. Discontent will rise, or beat some sense into them? Requires people's militia or security outpost. Well, we have that. Oh, I guess they're going for a meal or something right now because they're not inactive at the moment. Well, I guess we're not going to... Yeah, we're going to just let them deal with a little bit of discontent. Realistically, I think I'm okay with that, all things considered. Yeah, we should be fine. And apparently, oh my goodness, these steam reloading stations, they take a whole stack of work to upgrade. I didn't realize that was going to be quite as troublesome. You know what? Oh wait, no, we can't do that. I was about to say we should shuffle some people over here to finish them, but I guess we can't. Oh man, that's annoying. Alright, well, what have we got? People's Militia, Public House, they're both kind of up and running. Do we deal with this other event as well? I guess we may as well. News from London, our last hope. Thank you for investigating Site 120. We were sorry to hear of their fate. Surely the workers you took in must know more than they are letting on. We strongly suspect that subversive elements are hiding among them and urge you to keep an eye out for dangerous syndicalists. According to our reports from all over the globe, the cooling shows no sign of slowing down. With the other generator project scrapped, your site is now Liverpool's last hope, if the evacuation ever becomes necessary. Okay, well, you can count on us, and I'm pretty sure they're definitely going to need us, because we have the foreknowledge. Things don't get better. Things get much, much worse. Alright, well, let's move on. Let's go ahead and see what we can do. That's fine. I'm happy for that to be where it is. In fact, can we just go ahead and turn this building off? Yeah, that seems fairly good. And then what else have we got? Yeah, we can turn this building off as well. That'll be fine. And then what have we got here? The facility here? Yeah, we don't need that up and running at all. Everybody is still fairly toasty. All of our workplaces are keeping warm. We do have one alight just to keep the core nice and warm. But right now, it's not that much of a concern. So I think we'll happily let things stay as is. Yeah, I think we're doing reasonably well. The cookhouse is making plenty of food. That's going to help us out. In fact, if we can create such a stockpile, we may even be able to go back to hearty meals. Again, it may not be a permanent thing, but even temporarily, that'll still help our motivation. So that would be very nice if we can. And it does look like we're down to 10 people in healthcare. So that means the other medical post is no longer working. Let's go ahead and recall those workers. I think we'll keep the... I guess we call back the engineer as well. Where do we want to send them? You know what? We'll max out the workers there. We have a free engineer. Let's send the engineer... No, let's go to the public house. There we go. Make it a little bit more guaranteed to be open within that short time frame. Because again, if they're having a meal or they're getting treatment, again, people have no way to let off the steam at the public house. So that will be quite good to have up and running. Okay, let's see. About 3 days ahead of schedule. How many hours left? 3 hours. Okay, cool. So that is definitely finished today. That is excellent. It does look like our Steam exchanges are getting very close to the maximum amount of our storage limit. That is not something I thought we would ever get to, but that is nice that we're so far advanced. And let's see, how are our workers going? 4 people are absent. We're still making solid progress, yet this will definitely get done by the end of day. That I'm happy with. That I'm very happy with indeed. So let's go ahead and get time running nice and quickly. Yeah, people are coming back from the infirmary. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, letters from home, suspicious minds. Okay, this could be interesting. Sir, we noticed that one of the engineers is sending very long letters to Aunt Bertha almost every day. They regard family and religious matters and seem innocuous, but the German-sounding name of this aunt raised our suspicions. We found that by rearranging certain letters, we can form sentences such as shaft rotor or iron coupler. We also found flu rhino and cackle gran, but this might be code. What should we do about this engineer? That is very weird. I think what we should do is we should probably intercept his letters. We need... yeah, if things are going to... I think because we went for the abolition of privileges, we've caused a little bit of trouble here. An engineer probably would be a person who would come up with such a cipher. And it could be quite dangerous. We're not going to censor... Oh, it requires terror? Yeah, well, we don't have that. Let's go ahead and intercept for now. And we'll see what's going on and see if we can gather some evidence. We won't just say stop being paranoid, but we'll see how things progress. Because again, that is just a little bit iffy if you ask me. Alright, let's see. So how are we going? We'll have 109 of those steam exchanges if things progress as they stand. I guess we should make that an even 110. That'll be rather good as far as that's concerned. Toxic gases will rise tomorrow, but again, that's not going to be an issue right now. And there we have it. Milestone achieved. Assemble the generator. Now erect the two parts of the thermal hull, which will make up the central part of the generator. After it is done, the generator will be ready. Alright. Fantastic progress there, my friends. Fantastic indeed. Well then, let's waste zero time whatsoever, and we're going to start building both parts. We have... There we are, both halves that are able... Oh, apparently they take 50 workers apiece. Yay. Alright, it is a little bit dangerous. Let's go to a short shift and make sure safety procedures are turned on. Its base safety level is safer than what the core was, so that is really nice to see. We'll go ahead and send half of them here. And we'll send the other half to the other side. Although... yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll max that out, and you know what? Let's go ahead and use the supercharge ability on both of these. That's going to give us a whole stack of progress. That is just going to be great. Yeah, there we go. Still get an hour of extra work on them, so it is what it is. Let's see, how long will this take? Approximately 8 days and 20 hours to finish at this current amount of work. So, if we are 5 days ahead of schedule... we're still going to be able to use at least another supercharge on each. So, I'm not exactly sure where we started, but if that's 20%, working at half... Okay, so if we were to go maximum, that would take us to 4 days. Okay, so if that goes down to about 4.5 days for 80%, we've saved about a day and a little bit of progress there. Okay, so that's not too bad at all. Question is, do we want to focus all on one? I think for now that'll be fine. Let's go... Actually, this foundry really doesn't need so much. Yeah, we have plenty of steel composites as it currently stands. Let's take almost all of our workers bar one. He can work there by himself, working on these at a nice slow pace. We'll try and make as much progress here as possible. Let's send in... again half of them here. Yeah, half of them here and the other half of them there. That should be good. At least if we have any people who are out for whatever given reason, we're still making progress on the other. That's kind of what I want to see. As opposed to this, let's see, steam exchanges. You know what? I think we have enough that we don't really need to blitz through them at such a high rate of speed either. Let's go ahead and send another 5 to either one. That should be rather nice. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, they'll still get built at a very reasonable time. I'm very happy with that. Okay, and there goes our ventilation plant. That is excellent. Let's go ahead and pick up our new technology. What do we want to go for? Well, we're not going to need additional forages. I think we're pretty well secured there. In a couple of days, we'll get one of our foragers grouped back, and we may even finish up with that. So I don't think that this is the time to go for that. Resource-wise, we could go for more efficient gathering if we need to switch over to the coal. Could also potentially start up some charcoal kilns if so needed. But otherwise, I think what we do is we go for... Let's see. So yeah, we'll have 1 full day, 2 full days before the temperature drops one more marker. So... what do we do? Yeah, the generator construction, I guess we could go for the safety improvement, but again, we don't really need profile manufacturers right now. And with the extra ventilation plant, I don't think we'll need that either. That should be more than enough. I think what we do is... yeah, either going for a little bit of extra coal gathering and coal creation versus improved efficiency of things, and I think... Coal consumption reduction would be particularly good. Healthcare insulation, that's already kind of offset by the fact that we have these already installed, so that's not a necessity. I think we're going to go for the advanced burners and just make it as efficient as possible for us to create warmth for our people. Yeah, that'll be fine. And again, 6 hours to do that. That's perfectly acceptable in my book. Let's also go ahead and, before I forget, we need a steam core. Aha. Right. Well, that'll arrive in 15 hours. You know what? That doesn't make me feel too good. I kind of forgot that we needed those for here. Can we... Oh, wait a second. That's also finished? Okay, let's go ahead and dismantle that building. We'll do that later, though. An extra 10 workers. Let's send them over there. Again, more progress, more quickly, more good. Can we downgrade those things? No, we can't. Okay, so once we've committed, we have committed. Okay, that's a little unfortunate on our end. We could have made better progress, but I don't see any other way we could get a steam core back. I guess technically we could dismantle it, but that is a very inefficient way about going over things. Yeah, and you know what? I don't know if we actually need as many people on these advanced reloading. Yeah, 42.9, so that would be what? Multiply that by 3. Okay, no, never mind. That would be about right. Okay, so we're just able to balance what we've currently got. Alright, well, you know what? We'll just leave things be for now. Yeah. We're still 5 days ahead of schedule. This is good. Alright, we do need to check in on our scouts, which we'll do in just 2 seconds. But I guess we'll see what's going on here first. Alright. Work safety. End of toxic danger. Oh. Sir, now that the core of the generator is finished, we were able to seal the whole structure tightly. The toxic gases venting from the source can no longer reach the surface. We don't have to worry about them anymore. Well, I am glad to hear that indeed. Okay, well... You know what? I guess maybe that steam core didn't matter too much. And that means everywhere is now particularly safe. Yeah, it is very much safe indeed. Huh. Okay, so that means at the moment we're doing an 8-hour length day, but we get about 9 hours worth of work. I think... Yeah, we'll have to see which way is better. Yeah, all of these places are so much safer now, which is just fantastic. What about here? We have air safety procedures are going really well. We do have the ventilation plant, but again, we don't need that anymore. Can we... I think technically we could dismantle one of these. I don't want to get rid of both as it currently stands, just in case we do need one, but I do feel like maybe dismantling one wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, we're going to dismantle one of these tonight. We'll then go ahead and turn off the ventilation plant in the other one, save our coal, and we're going to store up as much coal as possible for when we do kick on the generator, because I'm sure that that is going to become a thing very, very quickly. Alright, so that's really good. We still have all of that. We have extra steel as well, potentially, for when the sea freezes over. But again, 1,000 steel. I don't know how we would need an extra 1,000 steel. I don't know, maybe through more technologies, or maybe upgrading to houses? I don't know if that's a possibility in the future. I don't know. Alright, so, news from London. Chaos rising. With the heart of the generator finished, the project is well on its way to completion. Well done. Amidst political turmoil back home, word got out that most generators won't be operational on time, causing widespread panic. The interim government set up a lottery system, but people claim it's rigged. The situation is volatile and the authorities brace themselves for riots. the country is sinking into chaos. Well, we won't fail. No, we won't. Alright, well, either way, let's go ahead and check in on these snowy hills. We followed the fugitives into the foothills, but lost the trail there. Freshly fallen snow has covered all footprints. Okay, bonus steel and wood. That is nice. We'll never say no. Okay, searching the area, we found some resources scattered around. The fugitives must have left all inessential supplies behind them to lighten their load before entering the hills. There's no telling what happened to them, but considering the remoteness of this land and the harsh climate, they are likely to die of starvation and exposure before finding help. Alright, well, resources will be taken. Yeah, 150 steel and 230 wood, that is very nice. And I think that's the entire map cleared out at this point. So let's race home. That'll give us some extra workers in a couple of hours, which will be nice. Yeah, extra profiles too, that'll be good. Let's see, how is the herd of reindeer traveling? We have, yeah, just over 2.5 days before they can start their return, and I think that's a good 17-hour hike on their end. So realistically, yeah, they're going to be away for 3.5 days for sure. Okay, but that's all right. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can, yeah, we can disband one of those groups. We can potentially go ahead and put them into our work spaces elsewhere. Again, we're doing really well in our production. I'm really happy with where we are standing, so I'm okay with this. It could be a whole stack worse. Also, too, I know it says about 5 days ahead of schedule, but I'm wondering if we're getting close to the 6 days ahead of schedule. We are particularly well progressing, and if you look at this, we've almost got both of the thermal hulls being built at a blitzing speed, so that's not bad. It's not very bad at all. In fact, you know what? I think we may end up needing to spend a little bit of extra steel. We have 21 steam exchanges at the moment. I'm guessing we can do another supercharge on both of those, so that'll cost us 10. And so that'll take that cost up to 55. Yeah, and we have 50 in total. Okay, so let's go ahead and start queuing up a couple more. And then I don't know if the optional upgrades can be supercharged as well, but I guess we're going to go ahead and do that as well. In fact, you know what, we'll just queue up as if we will have that option on all of them. I don't think it's necessarily likely, but if we can handle it, we may as well. Raw food needs to get converted into more food more quickly. Yeah, we are doing standard meals. That's panning out fairly good. What else could we do? Our timber situation. Alright, we can go ahead and tell people to dismantle that now that it's the end of day. We have 76 more timber to add to our stockpile. Right. Oh, and you know what? We don't even need half as much coal anymore because we don't have the these ventilation plants to fulfill. Oh, that's going to be particularly good. Let's see. So what is our gain? Wow, 1,500 per day. That is absurdity. Okay, well then. I do wonder whether we should start. We only use about 150 a day, give or take. So that is 12 days worth of coal. And that's even with a little bit of the burners going. Even if we increase them, I don't think that's going to put us very far behind. I think what we do is maybe we go ahead and we increase our wood build up at this stage. We convert overnight. Yeah, the advanced stocks will produce wood for a while. We can set this to timber, make sure that we have a solid amount of that, and then if we need to, we can always switch back to coal. But I think that that could be a really good thing. In fact, we might even go ahead. Yeah, now that I come to think about it, we might even be able to go ahead and start making some charcoal kilns, and that might be able to mitigate our... Yeah, that might be able to make up for our coal consumption, and then that could become a primary thing. And if we have extra workers that are becoming free, we have a ridiculous sum of them, so we could chuck them into other jobs. I think that that would be rather plausible. So yeah, you know what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and tell them to change over to timber. That'll be fine. We'll finish up here fairly quickly. That's now set to timber, so that should take us up to well over 2,000 timber that we can store. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so you know what? We'll call it there, and we will see what we can do in the next one. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.